Welcome back for another edition of the Central Texas High School Football Webcast. For those who follow our Pick'em game every week, you may notice that I've climbed within one game of Alan Trubeau, our leader. Alan, you look like you've aged many years because I'm getting closer to you.
A bunch, yeah.
No, actually, this is we're honored to have the esteemed George Brazil join us tonight. Alan's out on special assignment. So he's not going to be with us tonight, but we asked George to lend us his wisdom and expertise in Central Texas football. So welcome, George.
About time we got somebody that knew what they were talking about.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, let's talk a little high school football. Obviously, you were at the big Seguin-Westlake game last week.
It was big. It was big.
Yeah. What is the question? What's wrong with Westlake, or is maybe the question what's right with Seguin?
I think in this case, the question is what's right with Seguin. They've got awfully good players. They've got one player that's going to Oklahoma next year. They got another player going to Oklahoma State. Mm-hmm. They brought out some athletes out there. They had 6'5" wide receivers against Westlake's 5'8" cornerbacks. Right. It was one-sided in a way. Westlake hung in there pretty tough. They came back and gave it a good try, but Seguin, they impressed me a lot.
George, are you surprised to find Westlake in fourth place in the 25-5A standings this week?
Not really, but there's one thing that I heard some of this on the radio, and that it seemed to me the one thing that changed the momentum of the game. Westlake had the ball in about the Seguin 10 and fumbled it. Well, the score was tied, wasn't it?
It was, and that was a big turning
point.
That was,
yeah.
So if there's anything wrong with Westlake, I mean, turnovers are unfortunate, but maybe if they played again, it'd probably be about as close.
Yeah.
It was a close game.
Well, George, what's on your mind this week when we're talking about high school football?
Well, that Westlake game, and I hope I'm not infringing on what we can talk about later, but 25-5A is you've got 4 teams in it. Mm-hmm. Actually, though, 4 teams playing for 4 playoff spots, so I guess nobody's feelings are going to be hurt unduly.
Yeah, I guess with the 4-team playoff format, does it really matter who wins, or is we just looking about who's going to Division I, Division II, because that's what when it really counts?
That's about all, I guess. I assume from research that you did earlier in the week that Westlake and Austin High would be the Division I team, with Seguin and San Marcos the other two.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I suspect, though, that somebody's going to have to play San Antonio Madison the first round. Seguin's already played them and lost to them. So
that was the only game they've lost this week. They've won
first game of the season.
They've won ever since.
Right.
Well, all right. When we come back, we'll hand out our game ball and dole out some Player of the Week honors. Well, Rick and I were just commenting over the break how smooth the first segment went with George, and we're thinking about maybe kicking Alan out altogether. So we'll see next week. Check with us. It's time to name our Player of the Week and some game balls. We'll start off with game balls. George, who's your ball going to?
We have some pronunciation difficulties here. Chima Dominic.
Could be Dominici. Could be Kima.
Dominic. Chima, well, he's from St. Stephen's. He carried 26 times for 388 yards and 3 touchdowns. St. Stephen's beat St. Andrews 56-13. Also qualified St. Stephen's for the Southwest Preparatory Conference Division II state championship game against Dallas Episcopal, 7:30 Thursday at Fort Worth Country Day in high school.
Yeah. We started in 2004, we started tracking best single game performances in Central Texas for the football seasons, and his 388 is the best in the area since 2004. Someone emailed earlier asking if that was a Central Texas record, and we don't know, but we know it's the best over the last couple of years. So certainly deserving there of a game ball. Rick, who's yours going to?
Well, my guy didn't go for 388, but Marcus Mann, running back McCallum. McCallum is still undefeated in their district for the 3rd year in a row. Mm-hmm. He ran for 247 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 28-20 win over Elgin. Mm-hmm. Elgin, that was a very good game for both teams. He's got 24 touchdowns this year, which leads Central Texas.
Scoring machine, absolutely.
He deserves a game ball.
Our player of the week in tomorrow's paper is going to be Doug Allman, Liberty Hill running back. Huge win over Hutto, and he probably had the most productive night in a always productive Liberty Hill offense. Ran for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. This guy's a transfer from McNeil? McNeil, yeah. I'm sure the Mavericks would like to be having him in their uniform this year as well. So anyway, that's our Player of the Week and our game balls. And when we come back, Rick is going to interview Doug Allman's teammate, so maybe you can ask him about Doug as well. It's Brent Bodie, Liberty Hill running back.
Welcome back to our Central Texas webcast. We have a special guest with us today, all the way from Liberty Hill. Brent Bodie is a running back for the, what do you guys call yourselves? The Panthers?
Panthers.
Oh, that's right there. Number 5. Actually, you had 114 yards on only 14 carries last week against Hutto. A big victory for you guys, 39-13. I wasn't surprised you guys won, but I was surprised by the score. What was it about that game that the Panthers were in total control, it seemed?
Well, defense, they came out kind of slow, gave up 13 quick points, but then after that they just started shutting Hutto's offense down. We got a few turnovers that helped, and then then our offense just took it to the house, I guess.
Yeah, well, they've got one of the most dynamic players in the state, their quarterback, Jeremy Curley. He still got his yards, but you did a good job shutting him down too. Well, what was the key there?
Really, we ran our basic stuff. We didn't really try to game plan around one player because we didn't think that he could beat us. We knew it had to be the whole team, and we just tried to shut down their whole team.
The thing about you guys is you guys run the slot T offense, which is probably since the 1940s is when it was made. What makes it so difficult to find? Because some people in the stands might think you're running the same play over and over again, but you're not.
It's all the misdirection plays. Like every play has a fake off of another play. So, we have about 20, 40 plays that all look about the same but aren't. And we have about 50 plays total, but it doesn't look like we run all of those. But we usually get around 20 or 30 a game.
Every team, of course, goes into a season thinking state is our goal. What are the realistic expectations for your team?
Oh, we think we can win state. Coach Vance, who's our head coach, he always says that we're just trying to mess up Thanksgiving and ruin Christmas. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, ruining Thanksgiving is a good thing because that means you're still in the playoffs.
That's good.
Next year, obviously, you'll be in college. What are your plans? Do you think you'll be playing football somewhere?
I hope to. I hope to go to either a small school and work my way up, or I might go to junior college first 2 years and try to get better and then maybe go to a bigger school.
Last question. What's the best thing about playing football in a small town where everybody kind of knows your name?
Oh, it's the whole atmosphere of the games. How there's just everyone comes to the game on Fridays. Everything shuts down in town and everything.
Right.
The game's just awesome because there's just so many people. It's so loud and it's just fun to be a part of.
And our viewers might need to know or might want to know that Brent plays basketball and he runs track. And you were in the state track meet last year in the triple jump. And I guess you're just busy all the year round.
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Hey, man, thanks a lot for being our guest tonight.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, it's time to talk about this week's games. Not a huge week as far as matchups go, but we do have a couple of good games going on. We're going to start off in 14-5A, Round Rock versus Cedar Park. I guess probably the big question is Tyler Smith and his status. Do either of you know what's going on with Tyler Smith?
Tyler Smith was supposed to be updated this week. I got a feeling it's going to be a game-time decision. He was not ready for this last week, but the thing is, they're already in the playoffs, so they're going to take it easy with them. They may play him, but they may be cautious too.
Timberwolves have struggled the last 3 weeks without him. They've gone 2-1, but their 2 wins were close. Who are you picking in this game, George?
I'm going to go with Round Rock, mainly because Smith is questionable as to whether he's going to be 100% or go 100%.
Yeah, I'm going to go Round Rock too, even if Smith is back. I think last week's win over McNeil, good momentum booster for the Dragons, and they probably have more to play for than the Timberwolves at this point as far as the district standings go, district race.
I don't want to make it a three-way sweep, but I'm going with Round Rock. Brent Hotard, the quarterback, is playing
Mm-hmm.
really good, and they're coming off a big win, whereas Cedar Park's coming off a loss. So I'm going to stick with Round Rock.
Let's move over to 25 5A, Austin High and San Marcos. Pretty good matchup, especially at Bobcat Stadium. Does that have any influence in who wins this game?
Well, boy, that's a tough one to pick because San Marcos lost to Seguin by 7, and Austin High lost to Seguin by 8.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Austin High on a whim.
On a whim.
I'm going to go with the Maroons as well. I think they're just probably overall a little more talent, and it's kind of Austin
Well,
High's
I hate
year,
to
isn't
say
it?
that both of you are going to be wrong this time.
Won't
San
be the
Marcos
first
is
time.
going to win. San Marcos will win. Of course, I'm in last place in the pick'ems too.
Yeah.
But San Marcos ran for 500 yards in their victory last week, and I just think they'll have too much running game for them.
Good to watch. Last game we're going to go for on the discussion this week is New Braunfels Canyon at Hayes.
I'll go with Hayes. I still think Canyon had a multitude of injuries early in the season. I'm not sure how many of them are back, if any of them are, but I'll go with Hayes.
Yeah, it might be panic time in New Braunfels. Canyon's lost 2 in a row now, and I don't know if playing at Hayes is going to make things any easier for the Cougars. I'm going to go Hayes as well.
Make it a 3-way sweep. Hayes will win. Canyon is sliding right now.
Sliding is good. It's a good word. Okay, you guys can log on to the Statesman's website. It's log on and pick against us in the Pick'em contest every week, and that website's going to be statesman.com/pick'em, and make your picks against ours this week for all of our area games. And if you come out on top, got a chance to be in the paper next week as our 5th guest picker spot. So good luck to you, and log on. We'll see you next week. For George, thanks for coming in again.
You're welcome.
For Rick, see you next week as
I'm
always.
only 20 back, so
You're,
I'm catching up.
you're in 4th place with a bullet.
Yep, with a bullet.